Hey again, YouTubers. I sincerely and humbly beg your pardon for the interruption there. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, I had to, you know, plug in and plug out of my USB webcam, which is a quite a piece of cheap Charlie shite. So yeah, welcome back to the live stream and welcome back to my channel. It's the 26th of August, 2025, at Australian East Standard Time / Sydney time, and still the 25th of August, 2025, at local Beijing time. Beg your pardon. Yeah, so like I said, I just like to rant and vent a bit more about my status quo, and how much of beg your pardon, how much of a garbage dump and a pile of degenerated shite YouTube unfortunately has turned into. So I pretty much got recommended with a bunch of um, low quality and AI. Well, apparently AI um, AI made AI videos. You know, well, some rather typical examples here. Well, maybe you have seen something I have seen over the past several months, in which YouTube keeps recommending videos like if you see something like this, blah blah blah, or if you see a certain sign, a certain say certain symptoms, or certain um, certain beg your pardon, certain beg your pardon. If you see certain signs, certain stars, certain Jesus Christ. Long story short, YouTube just keeps YouTube just keeps gaslighting and indoctrinating me into into beg your pardon. I just can't stand YouTube gaslighting me into trying to indoctrinate its audiences that everyone is the chosen one or whatnot. Well, I am not. I am not someone special. I am just, a dude currently suffering from loads of issues, loads of challenges and shit. Well, it surprises me that 6 of you showed up to this live stream. I didn't really expect this live stream to house more than 5 viewers at the same time. But long story short, YouTube just never ceases to recommend all those AI 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 crap, AI videos trying to brainwash everyone into believing that everyone is, selected or favored by God or whatever, or the universe, or blah blah blah. It is just freaking annoying, freaking, freaking annoying, and it pretty much ruined the whole platform, if you catch my drift. And yeah, I beg your pardon for my intense stuttering, but it just has me freaking enraged and annoyed and sad, to see, YouTube is just has turned into such a garbage dump, a trash can housing all those AI vids, instead of something more authentic, something that edifies and educate its viewers with real quality content. Yeah, it's freaking sad. AI slop tube, more or less. Yeah, it just keeps recommending me video, saying that I am the chosen one, or someone special, or try to indoctrinate me into believing that I may run into some signs, or signs of some certain divine signs or rare occurrences or whatnot. Yeah, and according to, I beg your pardon, according to some replies, some comments I received from some of you guys, some of my frequent viewers, some folks in particular, lonely men, MGTOW, they pretty much watch YouTube for more than 100 hours per week. And in my case, unfortunately, I have come pretty close to that number. Well, to say, I spent 90 hours in total watching YouTube last week might be a huge exaggeration, but yes, I certainly did at least roamed around on YouTube for at least 50 to 60 hours last week, based on the the statistics, the metrics YouTube itself shows me. Yeah. So I just don't know what else to do with YouTube and with my shitty life, and though I do like like I said have certain concrete plans to get the hell out of Dodge, though still not sure how long I will be able to live completely on my own outside my grandma's flat. um yeah, I just don't know what the remaining 2025 may have, what sort of remaining 2025 may hold, may unfold for me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I certainly don't expect year 2026 to get any um better, if not a whole lot worse, if I don't do something vastly um if I don't do something vastly um hope things improve for you, mate. I beg your pardon, but still, yeah, things aren't looking good. But thank you very much, regardless. Yeah, I just need to travel to get the hell out of Dodge. Unless I wish to continue to rot. Though I didn't really spend much time um bed rotting yesterday, since I had to kind of oversleep to get rid of my migraines and shit, and still it still bugs me so much, to say the least. Yeah, welcome, uncle, uncle, uncle. Uncle Jammer Talks. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, it's merely to get people nervous, just to try to stay in a positive vibrating state. Everybody is struggling. Yeah. It is certainly some sort of psychological operation. Some certainly some sort of trick to gaslight, to play, to fool us, to fool the vast majority of the viewers into submission, in preparation for the imminent new world order, I suspect. Yeah, and not trying to make you laugh, but I've been also watching my own videos that that I filmed previously, and somehow I didn't seem to stutter that much during the lower half, or I should say, the latter half of year 2024. Despite the fact that I suffered a lot more from severe depression and the anxiety back then. So it's certainly, I can now. As far as I know, as far as I can perceive and reckon, my own mind, my own brain, from time to time plays tricks with myself too. I didn't really stutter. I don't, or I should say, I don't really stutter that so much as I fear. But when it comes to say certain critical, I wouldn't say critical moments, but certain moments of awkwardness can certainly exacerbate my stuttering. But yeah, though I am glad that I am not currently studying as much as I did in the very beginning of this live stream session. You will own nothing and be happy. World Economic Forum. Yeah, so I have heard. So I've heard. That's sort of shite. Yeah. Jesus. I wish I could do something about it. I wish I could do something about it to make a difference. But unfortunately, in order to do that, I will have to travel to different places, meeting up with different folks in order to do something um, um, in order to do and achieve a different outcome. You can't you can't afford to have yourself stranded in a constant place and state of stalemate, and constantly expecting to achieve to get something to get something valuable or something um, better out of it. That's for sure. Yeah, that's sort of, yeah, everything pretty much nowadays. Everything is seems to have turned into a subscription based subscription based product or service. Yeah, which that's one of the reasons why I kind of well, I didn't really voluntarily suspend my own Patreon page, but they did so. They did so. They forcefully throttled or organic traffic entering into my page, and pretty much shadow banned and placed an age restriction onto my Patreon page, claiming that I posted something sexually explicit, or something that was meant only for adult viewers or blah blah blah. And yes, I did, yeah, I did, attempt to appeal, such action, such decision made by, fag ass fag ass twat Patreon, more than a dozen, more than a dozen times, and still, all I receive is just the machine or AI, AI, all auto replies generated by the AI systems. Yeah, which it's just freaking annoying. So yes, as a result, I pretty much completely, given up on, on making a living, on, via Patreon. So for those who feel like, who feel um um who feel like supporting my channel, please go to my Buy Me a Coffee page instead. Yeah, unfortunately, I will have to kind of discontinue my Patreon page. You know, for some shite, and for some shite and outrageous reasons, outrageous hurdles and restrictions placed by the trust and safety team. YouTube YouTube monetization is nowhere land. It was decent when it started, but they set tech bar higher and higher. Yeah, that's what's called the feature creep. They keep adding more and more redundant features, which we all can guess that which makes the whole system severely bloated and stagnant, less responsive, teeming with those useless redundant features that serve no real use or benefits or a purpose. Yeah, that's what I well, that's what annoys me the most when it comes to YouTube and monetization. But I really don't quite expect my channel to grow that big to the point that it qualifies for monetization. Even say, despite the fact that I have reached nearly 1,000 subscribers, if you if you round it up, that is my channel now has nearly 900 subs. Well, sadly, yeah, throughout my past 13 years of presence and nearly 10 years of active participation in in content creation on YouTube. But yeah, I don't I don't, like I said, expect I don't really expect to get my channel monetized anytime soon. Yes, like I said, I don't really expect to get my channel monetized anytime soon. welcome to the live stream. Send my own way, and thank you so much for your likes and heartwarming comments on my recent videos. Um, you know, yeah. I beg your pardon for my stuttering. No matter how much I stutter, you still, you know, continue to like and help boost my the the favors from the Harvard algorithm to the best of your ability and spare time. Yeah, I am deeply grateful for your support and hard work, to say the least. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, I'm afraid I don't really have much else to show for. But yeah, um, excuse me for a moment. I shall show you guys one of my, well, I won't say one of my most recent achievement, but I suppose it more or less marks a milestone, milestone on my you know voyage and undertaking, to boost my my level of Japanese to near native um proficiency. Well, yeah, I'll show you what I have re- recently acquired. So if you just stay with me for a sec, and I'll show you. G- Give me a sec. Yeah, I don't know how much it can help, or or how far it can help propels me to here. That's called what is it called? Kojian. Kojian. Yes, that's the one of the most active, one of the most I won't say one of the most popular dictionaries used by common um, Japanese folks. But yes, it is certainly the standard the standard the standard dictionary, the standard national the standard national dictionary used by all those high schools and middle schools in throughout Japan. Yeah, so I'll just show you guys the cover page more. Yeah, and it costs only it costs only 500 yen, which is about equivalent to just 50 bucks in USD. But since I bought a second hand, it costs even less. So let's see, how much it can help, you know, propel me to, or how far it can, help me reach on this, whole journey, voyage of continuous, constant learning and self-improvement. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have, much else, to show for, to you guys, but to myself. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, King. Welcome back to the channel and the live stream. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So, what else do I want to talk about more? Yeah. Yes. The psychological welfare, psychological tricks, and beg your pardon, psychological tactics and tricks implemented by the matrix, by the system, constantly keep us on a leash of fear and hesitation and self doubt. um I had a friend early in my life that had to do speech therapy because he had a stutter. um I'm sorry to hear that. So, what's his status? How much do you reckon he stutters in comparison, um to me? If you don't mind, I ask. What do you think about the state of the world in August? Undoubtedly, the world has turned a lot more hostile, a lot more uninhabitable, a lot more unfriendly, in particular to us men, to men that choose to go our own way. To men, well, maybe also to, to some women, to some ladies that kind of, choose to side with us to a varying extent. And it gets, increasingly harder and harder to make a living, to keep yourself financially above the water and to live above or below the radar. They are implementing, more and more, real name system of registrations or verifications, so that they do so, for, mainly for, well, as far as I can imagine, they do so. They are doing this mainly for two reasons and purposes. Reason number one is to test our limits, is to test the water, namely, the degree or level of tolerance of how much exactly commoners can live with their designed dystopia of constant mass surveillance. Reason number two, is to, to make it harder, um to beg your pardon, intentionally, um, they intentionally make our lives a lot harder in order to, cling onto the matrix, the system, even harder, even um, well, tighter. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Yeah, so other than those, I really don't know what else to say. What else to to comment on the current on the current trend, on the current you know piece of shite twat YouTube and the world has turned into. Yeah, at this point, there's nothing wrong with empowerment, but traditional roles have been affected. Affected, but affected. If there's no such word as affected, but affected. That's a common. I perceive that as a common grammatical mistake. A lot of native speakers make. You guys, I should say, you know, they tend to confuse effect and effect, but bear in mind that effect is a verb and effect is a noun. You should say something gets affected or something is affected by something else or someone. Yeah, but I'm not here to. I am not here to teach you English grammar or whatnot. You do whatever that suits your own preferences, your own agenda. You do whatever that floats your own boat. You know, but well, I hate to sound like a detail Nazi, but yeah, I'm afraid that my OCD, my existing OCD, has driven me such a nut, um, and also in turn, it adversely affected my fluency of speech. But fortunately, on some occasions, I can still manage to keep them under control, at bay. But yeah, other than that, yeah, life just freaking sucks, and on the other hand, that wicked woman continues to live inside my brain, my mind, rent free. No matter how hard I try to get her rid, to get rid of her completely. Um, yeah, I'm just so freaking tired of life, freaking tired of YouTube. Um, Beg your pardon. I see a lot of people vouching for minimalism these days. They still want to consume at large. Yeah, I am pretty much, a minimalist. I consider myself, more as a minimalist. I nowadays, I spend, the minimal amount of money um po- possible. I only, spend, most of my earnings on food, on water, occasionally on some books, like this one that I just showed you there. You know, Kojian, yeah, Kojian. Well, I don't know how to translate that into English. Well, in English, it literally means wide garden of words. Wide garden of words. Yeah, and in fact, yes, there's an anime called Garden of Words, and I suppose this book may have appeared in such anime, maybe once, twice. Since one of its protagonists is a teacher, a female, you know, uh, you know, not exactly a MILF, but you get the drill. A high school educator. Yeah, I beg your pardon, but I just grab some H2O to moisturize my throat. So yeah, I beg your pardon and excuse me for a sec. Oh shit. I beg your pardon. Yeah. So it's just freaking shit that we have to wear a mask. Not exactly a physical mask, but a virtual mask in front of strangers, in front of those NPCs, in order not to appear weak and vulnerable. What would you say? What would you say is the moral of the story in your life so far? My moral, the moral, the moral of my, the moral of the story in my life. I'm afraid it will take me some time to figure that out. Maybe well, that constantly changes from time to time. So I will give you one word. I'll give you one word to summarize. I beg your pardon. To summarize, the moral of the story of my life is extreme loneliness. Loneliness, maybe also Zen. One, I suppose, in one major upside of continued loneliness is to help you regain your state of zen. That helps you see people and things more clearly by examining, inspecting the fundamental nature of the social the social dynamics, the social dynamics of people. Um, beg your pardon. Yeah, I'm afraid. Yeah. So let me round up some questions that I didn't really pick up in real time. Maybe uncle, but the pressure of owning tons of things can bring problems. Also, there's a balance. Yeah. Yes. What else have I forgotten to mention? Yeah, I just don't know what else to what else to say other than the fact that YouTube has ruined itself with the AI slop. It ruined its very own fundamental mission to broadcast um, to help broadcast its creators themselves and their ideas and thoughts and voices that and messages that need to get across. um yeah, I'm just so freaking tired of life, freaking tired of having to deal with my trauma, my studying, you know no matter how much hard work I put in to revert that, to change that, it just feels like you know an insurmountable mountain peak or wall. Maybe in certain aspects I have hit my own wall. I don't know for sure, but I certain stand I certainly stand ready to find out. Yeah. So, well, still in any regards, in case you happen to suffer from some severe stuttering or anxiety or social anxiety, maybe you should try to talk less. Try to talk less under pressure. It is always you know it is always the best not to reveal your vulnerable side or your flaws to strangers, to those that aren't supposed to know. You know, as an old saying goes, silence is golden. So if you have nothing worthwhile to say, to spit out, then probably it is for the best that you remain silent and learn to get comfortable with silence. Yeah, so I suppose, yes, I have talked quite enough for this live streaming session. So yeah, in case you have any more questions, feel free to post them below this video, and I shall do my best to address each and every one of them during my spare time. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching and being with me to the end of this live stream. If God's still willing, see you around then. See you around, if God's still willing, on YouTube, on BitChute, Buy Me a Coffee, and Rumble.com, etc. Cheers, bye. Stay far from weak and stay out of trouble. Cheers, bye.